Hey YouTubers, hope you guys are having a good night. I wanted to show you guys how I get my hair from this crazy, afro-y, thick to this. Let me get in close. It's just a protective braid. It's obviously not like a hairstyle that I would wear out if it wasn't like the first day I did it. One of the things that I use on my hair that I feel like helps me a lot, kind of get through it and detangle it, is my tresemme. As you can see, the bottle is squished because I use it a lot. I kind of like mix up the tresemme and the oil, coconut oil. Boil oil is good, castor oil is good. It just really depends on what like hair texture you have, what stays in your hair. A lot of videos that I've seen kind of talk about like what makes your hair, the oil stay in your hair. I feel like for me personally, the tresemme kind of makes it hold all together. It's like the binding glue. Otherwise, if I just put like coconut oil, this is a coconut oil that I use, straight into my hair, most of the time it kind of just like slowly slips out. It kind of is annoying and frustrating because the reason why your hair grows is because you put the oil in there and it locks in there, locks in the moisture, and it helps your hair grow. So we have the tresemme in there, we have the oil. Usually I blow dry my hair first without the oil in it, just so it doesn't get too hot on my comb. So because of that, I'm going to put it on a low heat. And this is a Revlon brush. This is really good, but if you do not have one of these, just a traditional brush will do the same thing. This one just works a little bit faster. So this is going to be loud, so if you want it to be quiet, you might want to mute it right now. Okay, so that's high. This is low. I'm just going to, as you see, I'm starting with the front part of my hair and just really working the brush all the way through to the back of my hair. So I start up here, work my way back. As you can see, all that front part that was kind of curly and nappy has gone away. Same with the back part. If you really want to really section your hair off, part it in middle part, and then probably from the middle part of your head, part it down this way, and then rubber band the back part, rubber band the front part, like this. Yo, cute little bun. And then that way you can really focus on the back part of your hair, making sure that it's straight. It gets warm quick when you have it on hot. So, as you can see, the back part of my hair now is like a lot more stretched. It's a lot more, I can run my fingers through it. It does not hurt. That's what I love about this comb. Okay, so one thing you want to be careful about is if you put the grease in your hair before you blow dry it, the comb is going to get a lot hotter because that grease is going to heat up. That's why I usually keep it on a low heat. If it starts to burn or feel too hot, turn it on a lower heat. You do not want to damage your hair just to get it straight, just to put in a protective hairstyle that's defeating the whole point. So I like to just brush through my hair with this brush one more time just to make sure that I didn't miss any spots. Mainly in the middle part of my hair where it's like super, super thick. That's where I normally start to feel spots that I've missed. If I go through it 2 times and I can't get my hand through it, then I go back to the blow dry brush. I'm probably going to remake this video a couple of times with different hairstyles just so you guys can see it. So I've already done the tresemme, I've already done the coconut oil. If you want, you can use Blue Magic. For me, it helps. There's these little seeds or something in there that I feel like helps your hair grow. It also is just another oil that you're putting in your hair to make sure that your hair is staying moisturized. The one thing that I can say, you want your hair to be almost like a damp feeling without there being water. It's going to help a lot more to get this smoothing effect. Now, obviously, you can see some frizzies right here. This is from the Dollar Tree. I don't really mind. I'm not too worried about it. If you buy a more expensive one, that's great. If you buy a cheaper one, where did you find it? For me, I think that for a protected hairstyle, this doesn't take me that long. It's pretty simple. I gel the top part of my hair pretty good. I try to make sure that the top part is kind of flat, at least to the middle part of my head, so that's probably like right where my ear is at. And then, on the other side of my hair, the hair that is down right now, I'm going to lift it up, and then I've got, like a good hand scoop of, what is this? Oh, jam. And you're just going to put that on your edges. Most girls use jam to, obviously, edge control, but also to like do their baby hairs. I don't do that because it's a protective hairstyle. I put my wig over it. You don't even see my hair. But if you snatch my wig off, then this is what you're probably going to see unless I don't do my hair. Those frizzy hairs that you saw earlier, if you want to not have those, that's when you go in with the jam and put it on top. I don't always suggest, depending on your hair and your skin texture, I do not always suggest putting a lot of jam on your hair because a lot of this stuff is going to slowly leak out. So, now that we've got the edge control on there and we've got the gel up top, we're just going to brush that hair back as much as you can. What you're trying to do is get this smooth the smooth look right here, pulling that hair up. So see how that hair is all pulled up right there? All the rest of this hair is going to be in the braid, so you're not going to really see that. So you don't really need to use that much gel on this portion of your hair. This thick part, you don't really need to worry about that. You do want to make sure that your hair, or your daughter's hair, or whoever hair you're doing, has moisture in it. If you need to, get some water. Just joking, do not get that much water. If you need to, get some water and a hairspray. What I normally do is I wash my hair with Tresemme, just conditioner, no shampoo. Make sure my hair is completely wet, completely drenched. Then I'll blow dry it out. Not all the way dry to where it's at this point, but right at that damp moment. If you've done your hair before, if you've blown dry your hair before, you kind of know what I'm talking about. If not, you're going to want to, when you touch it with your hands, for it to be dry like this, but also to have a little bit of dewy on your hand. You don't want it to, when you touch it, it's just dry. So from this point on, now if you know how to braid hair, that's completely fine, go to work. If you don't know how to braid hair and you're like, how do I do this? The easiest way that I can show you how to do this is start off with the hair. It's already going to be pretty solid right here. And make a triangle at the top of your hair. The more you do this, the easier it's going to get, and you will not even have to do this. Now from this point, you're going to want to make sure the hair is pretty straight. It doesn't have to be super straight, but just a decent straightness. You're going to part it into two. And mind you, I've done this a million times, so I already know how to do this. Part it into two, and then make that third part right there. This third part is how you're going to start your braid. So for me, you're going to part it this way, because you're going to be pulling all the hair back. But I was trying to show you guys from this angle what it would look like. So let me show you really quickly. Boom, boom, you've got your three parts. Now all of this is going to go backwards. So you don't have to do it like this. You can turn your hands around and do the same thing. Now you're going to want to try to get as close to that top part as you can. Some people, when they're doing your hair, it might hurt really badly. If you comb through your hair and you brush through your hair, it should not hurt that bad. Your hair should be at a fluid texture to where it shouldn't hurt. Now, for some people who've got nappy hair, girl, trust me, I know, I believe, I know. But you want it to be at this point where you can just slide your fingers right through the hair. And you're going to want to stay close. Stay close to that edge line, but not too close, because you want it to be probably an inch away from the ear, maybe half an inch, depending. And you're just going to keep braiding this hair and twisting it up. Let me see if I can get closer. Twisting it up until you're all the way down. As you're twisting this hair, continuously pull down on certain strands. Not hard, you do not have to pull the hair hard. Just, you know, move it the way that feels comfortable for you. If it's somebody else's hair, just try to make sure that the hair is blow dried through enough to where they don't have tangles. You see how I did that? I just stretched my fingers apart to get that hair off of each other. And you're going to just keep twisting down and making sure that you make good separations in the hair. While you're separating the hair, always make sure that you are not combining the braids. You should always have 3 strands of hair in your hand and always be flipping them in between each other. Once you get probably midway, that's when I start to smooth down the back, just in case there's some hairs flying out. Always remember, don't do it so tight back here, because you're going to want to have the illusion that your hair is getting thicker. Some women have issues with their hair growing thicker in the back. I do not have that problem. My hair is thick all the way through. But if you do have that problem, then the looser you do the braid, the bigger it's going to look, which means it's going to look a lot more fuller. I will probably do a video later on showing you how to add on hair. I'm not the best at doing that, but I do think that it's something that we can talk about and can definitely go through. So now once you get to this part, you're just going to braid it all the way down. Like I said, this is just a protective hairstyle. This is not, you know, if you want to, you can go out to the club with it. If you want to, you can, you know, wear it how you want to. But this is just for me, one style that I like to do. Put my hair, especially with having my kid. He's in the background. He's like, Mom, Mom. As you can see, you got the 2 braids. Take the hairband, grab the hair in the back. Sometimes I miss hair in the back. It doesn't really matter. You just put it in a bun. You don't have to do it so tight. Probably like, you know, half a centimeter off. And I wonder if I can show you guys this. You can see it like that, the 2 strands, the braid. You see how I'm pulling it apart? And then you just tuck all of that extra hair back into there. And there you go. Quick, simple, easy. Once the hair dries, you can put a bandana on, make sure it's super flat.